Hey, hello. Very long time no see. I come bearing very good news for you all. Starbase has just had a major update announcement. This video is going to be about checking all of the details and going in depth. I highly recommend that you see the original video first. I'll be linking it in the description. In this video, I'm going to be looking for the hidden details, doing an in-depth analysis on the announcement, and speculating on gameplay changes and the effects and what we can expect. So the amount of content in this video is quite big, so I'll be putting timestamps in the description for your convenience. So here's the different points. PTU is going to be a separate application. Normal ships will be able to warp. There is a new universe map. Stations can have buy and sell orders for more player interactions. There's the introduction of nation territory, PvE content, ship insurance, designer for capital ships and stations, sieges, and quality of life improvements. As you can see, there is a lot to go over in this video. Let's get going. The first part of this update is the separation of the PTU and the live into two separate applications. This is going to have big ramifications, as 2 years before, going from one to the other had you download up to 22 gigabytes, which took a huge amount of time, and we can expect even more with this coming update. So this is just going to make testing so much easier. So the next big thing is that normal ships, just like capital ships, are now going to be able to do some warps. So the video itself gives us quite a lot of information, but then Laurie was talkative on the Discord and gave us even more insight as to what is going on. First, the easy part is that you press X to open the warp menu. You can either warp at coordinates or at a distance. The speed is 10 kilometers per second and the max distance is 300 kilometers. But warping is not risk-free. As a matter of fact, you're going to have to be very cautious as to when you want to do your warp. So both the starting of a warp and the arrival of a warp are going to put coordinates on the map. Those coordinates can then be warped to by other players. So you do paint yourself a huge target on the back if you are not cautious. Additionally, you cannot warp instantly. You need a certain charge time before you are able to warp, and that charge time is not the same if you are in a safe zone or if you are not in a safe zone, which means that whenever you start charging outside of a safe zone, there is a real possibility that someone is going to be able to arrive on your position before you are able to depart. Also, in order to do your warp, you're going to need both rods and propellants at a ratio that is not given into the video, but what seems to be what is required for you to do your jump. There's no need for the old warp cores, nor any additional pieces. Any ship is going to be able to warp. Next in this update is the new world map. We are going to be able to see all of the map at once. A very important aspect of this new map is the markers. Markers will be added automatically on your map if you are within range of a station. You will also be able to record and add your own markers to revisit given places. Additionally, all of the navigation chips that you recorded can be transformed into markers on the map. Another part of the game that has gotten a lot of attention from the devs are the player stations. Namely, they added the possibility of doing buy and sell orders in your own stations. This is going to encourage players to hop from station to station a lot. But beware, because if an order seems to be a little bit too good to be true, there's a very real possibility that it in fact is. Another critical component that the stations are going to be introducing is the notion of territory for nations. So as stated by the video, territories are public and visible by all on the map. They come with a passive income, although that passive income is not detailed in the video. They stop capital ships from warping into the territory. They block that. They do not stop normal ships from entering the territory, but Ships that are not from your corporation will be indicated on the map if they choose to do so. As usual, Laurie had quite a lot to say on the Discord, although in this instance he was quite talkative. Players are going to be able to get a whole lot more stations and capital ship slots. There's also a lot to do with what stations exactly can be attacked during the sieges, so there's going to be more information about those just later. But for now, it seems that any neutral station that is caught inside of a territory may be attacked, although normally it would not be possible to do though. If it is encompassed by a territory, you can attack the station. Yet another very demanded feature that is coming to the game is PvE content. For now at least, the PvE content is mostly going to be about derelict stations with turrets, automated cargo with turrets, lost cargo, and derelict ships, with more to come later. There was a little bit of speculation about having those turrets on our own ships, but it was not super clear as to what the intent is. Next, the level of details of both cap ships and stations have been improved, and this is important because they're about to get a whole lot bigger. They will also be visible hundreds of kilometers away. Ships have also been optimized, and this really is a preface to the amount of fighting we can expect. Additionally, we are going to have access to the graphical debug options. Those seems to be the ones that Kai has been using into the PvP tournament events organized on the live, and that allowed him to see more ships from further away. The next big component of the update is the introduction of a ship insurance, which is going to allow you to get a copy of your ship back. Not the one that has been damaged, but a new one entirely. As a side note, insurance fraud is literally just as old as insurance itself, so I can assure you that players are going to be finding each and every single possible means of doing insurance fraud in the game. It's going to be quite interesting to see what they come up with and how Frozen Bard deals with it. Because it is a duplication of the ship and not a transfer of the ship, it means that if you lose your ship with the resources inside, the resources are going to be lost, as the ship is going to become derelict and for anyone to grab. For now at least, it also seems possible to queue multiple insurances in a row. They take 1 hour for now, but you can just do multiple. We are also getting the very awaited capital ship and station designer. This comes with most of the features that are already present in the normal ship designer, and we can see them using modules in the video. I will point out though that also in the video it only seems to be one zone, so I'm unsure as to what exactly are the plans here, but hopefully it's going to be for all zones and any size of station and capture. The station that you are seeing now being designed in the station designer is also the one that has the turrets earlier in the video. Sieges is something that we already technically have in the PTU, but this time it comes with all of the different updates all at once. And the key difference here is going to be the scales. It comes with a lot of optimizations and a whole lot more expectations. And it seems like the sieges that we are going to get are going to be way bigger. That's the plan at least. The sieges that are coming seem to be the ones that we are already familiar with one capital ship attacking one station, and both of them losing their safe zone in the process. You then have endos that need to capture the areas of both the station and the capital ship in order to win. You only seem to be able to do sieges on stations that are part of a nation's territory, although there was the exception mentioned previously of stations within a territory, and it also needs to be within the time slots that are allowed by the defenders. As a fun side note, Rory did mention stuff about lunar bombardments, so I'm presuming that cap ships are going to get a whole lot more aggressive than they already are, although it doesn't seem to be planned for the coming update. Last but not least, there's a lot of quality of life improvements, the first of which is the long-awaited Inventory 2.0. Inventory 2.0 is going to allow us to have way more options when it comes to transporting equipment, resources, and so on using ships, but it's also going to allow us to sort and manage our inventories with way greater ease. Previously, we were supposed to have 16 different type and sizes of crates, but looking at the video, it seems that we're only getting 8 instead of the 16, and they do seem a little bit different, so it's going to be quite interesting to discover what is going on here. Next, we are getting the possibility of buying and selling ships in-game. I have been waiting for that feature for so long. I am so happy to see it. Interestingly enough, it seems that we have multiple possibilities when it comes to selling, restrictive and non-restrictive modes. Presumably, if your ship has got secrets or features that you just don't want to see propagated, and you just want to keep a monopoly of sorts on it. We're also going to have the possibility of flight testing the ships before using them. We have small descriptions with a little bit of insight as to what the ship is and what it wants to do. This is going to be awesome. At long last, the in-game shop is coming. It's mainly going to feature emotes, endo armors, and so on. This is going to allow us to feel super duper fancy while twerking and doing cat dances, as we've all wanted to do when seeing Kai do it on his streams. As a last mention, in addition to all of the PvP that is planned, stealing and salvaging ships is planned to be made easier. And that's it, that's the huge amount of content that we can expect soon. But now that you know what we're going to expect, when and how are we going to expect it? Here's a few quotes from Rory. First, they seem to want to focus on bug fixing to make sure that we do in fact have a good experience on the PTU, so the update is not for immediately. We still have a few days to wait. The update is also going to come as in chunks or parts as they finish getting everything nice and wrapped. Also, very importantly, there will be no wipes. Whatever you have on the live or whatever you want to accumulate up to the update, you will be keeping. It is yours. This wraps it up. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I am really excited to see what Starbase has in store for us, and hopefully I'll be seeing you soon with another video with another update. Cheers. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day.